Good evening. I'm Joe Netherworld, and I'm here with your daily tarot card reading for Tuesday, December 17th, 2013. Very interesting month so far. A lot of interesting reads. A lot of cards have been popping up that don't normally pop up. So December's laying out an interesting plan for us. And I think as we go, and I'm going to say this again and again and again, consider where you've been and where you're going and prepare yourself for a brand new year. I mean, I consider the new year a Halloween, but then again, I'm an old witch and we have a different calendar. But in general, the world, including the IRS, considers the new year starts on January 1st. So we sometimes have to acquiesce to the muggle world. The mundane rules the life of us all. So I'm going to, shuffle these cards, kind of warm them up for the day. And look at that, getting better. Wow, I'm proud of myself. Minor skills that mean something to me. But anyway, we're going to pull 3 cards. One main card and our 2 qualifier cards. And the first up will be our main card, and I'm going to just roll through the deck, and I like this one. And that is the Page of Pentacles. And unlike the sword cards, Pentacles are about money, and this Page of Pentacles is about someone who's very eager in business. It's a starting up. It is a trying to earn their privileges. Someone that maybe it's a new business. It's you're a new hire. You've been you're not the. In other words, you might have got the right job, but you're not quite skilled yet in the actual position and such. It also sometimes means a little bit of arrogance, that you think you know more than you do in business, and you're very money focused and success focused, but you're sometimes maybe too concerned how you appear at your job as opposed to how well you're doing your job. So that's what our main thing is here. It's, Tuesday, middle of the week. Let's that. But let's see what our qualifiers are. And I'm just gonna roll these around, see what I like. Qualifiers. I like this one. The Hierophant, the Pope card. My Hierophant's a little bit beat up. As old popes usually are, a little bit beat up, right? John Paul's a little bit on the end. He was like a. I'll tangent a little bit, but he always reminded me of Dracula on a bad day towards the end of his career. Anyway, the High Priestess is the other qualifier card. We have the High Priestess right here, very much. I love the High Priestess because it's a very powerful card, and it's about having not only like a power of office, but magic and knowledge and intuition. So it's a great card, one of my favorites. And then there's the Hierophant, which is sort of the Pope of the deck, the final word. So what we have here, if we look at this situation, and if this is a purely business situation, I would see like you have the boss and you have a partner or your own intellect, but you have 2 sides that you have to appeal to in this situation today. So keep in mind, you have to appeal to your boss, the big boss, the person who can say yes or no. That could be anywhere from your parents, to your children, to your partner, to however you're living your life, but there's someone in your world that could say yes or no today. And their word is immutable. You cannot argue it and you cannot change it. So keep that in mind. But on the other side, the High Priestess is intuition, power, magic. All these other things need to be appeased, but could work for you. So there's a very interesting business dynamic going on here, and a learning lesson today about not assuming you know everything, because there's 2 things that can affect you. Just because you think you know everything does not mean that the person above you can't say no, even if they're wrong, because they're above you and they have power over you. So you might get an arbitrary answer today you don't want to get, but you can't fight it. If the big boss says no, or makes you do things you don't want to do, you have to do them. That's called having a job. That's reality. That's also in life. That could be your family. It could be partnerships. It could be in your love life. Someone can say no and stop the whole flow. But on the other side, the High Priestess, the other force kind of ruling this is that if you use a little bit of open-mindedness and intuition and magic and love, then you can change the way this day goes. So realize there's 2 forces that control your outcomes. And even if the boss says no, your friend, your mother, your lover, they could say yes. They could help you get your goal achieved today. So though maybe on the business end of it, they could say yes. I'm not saying the Hierophant's going to be no today, but I'm giving you the worst case scenario. But there could be a lot to work with here. There's a lot of abilities to move for forward progress. This is a day to ask for, not demand, but ask for raises and advancements in the workplace. It's also in life. It's time to sort of like say, hey, I've been doing this way. Let's go one step further. Let's maybe go from dating to engaged. Let's maybe move into someplace. Make some changes in your world. But realize there are two forces, and they're both equal. One is, like I said, based on the non-intellectual and the more the heart, and the other one is final. So with those two things, this is gonna be a very interesting day. But just don't let your sophomore attitude get in the way of achieving your next goals. It's the one warning here today with the Page of Pentacles is sometimes you think more than you know, and you expect more than you deserve. So keep those in mind as curves and lessons. And join me again here tomorrow night, a little bit after midnight, and we'll get this all show back on the road again. But until then, you have a very magical day and a very pleasant night.